This is the situation. There is a deadly virus outside and we're forced to stay inside our houses. Now, I don't know you, but I grew up with pandemic movies and I should be here learning how to use weapons and then get outside and kill mutants. But no, we're forced to work from our houses. This was completely unexpected. But since I've been working for the last 3 years remotely, I have some tips that I can share with you on how to stay productive working in your house or anywhere you want to be and to be focused on what you have to do. So this video is about the 7 ways you can use to stay productive on your work from your house. Before I start with my suggestions, I suggest you to subscribe for this channel. There is a red button below this video and don't forget to click on the bell so you will get a notification every time I will publish a new video on this channel. Let's start with our list. Welcome to the Growth Academy. Let's start with tip number 1. You should get dressed for work. I know you're working from home, but I don't want you to work in your pajama. There is a reason for this, because if you work with your pajama, you will feel lazy. You won't be completely focused on your work. It's like you are in this holiday mood and you are just feeling about chilling out. So I don't want you to suit up, I don't want you to put a tie, I don't want you to put a blazer, but I want you to wear proper clothing. I want you to be presentable, even if you are alone inside your place, inside your flat. But I want you to get proper clothing. In this way, you will feel like working. You will feel like being focused on what you have to do instead of being lazy inside your house and start using Netflix. Tip number 2 is to keep all the distractions away. And when I say distractions, I'm referring to your phone mainly. If you keep your phone on your desk while you're working at your computer, well, this is really difficult to resist. You will pick your phone, you will check your phone every now and then. I don't want you to do this because it's a big mistake. It will distract you too much. I want you to pick your phone, go to another room and leave the phone there. If you're working in this precise room, go to the other room, leave the phone in another room or in the bathroom or somewhere else. So every time you feel the urge to look at your phone, you have to get up, go to the other room, pick your phone and check it. It's gonna be a little more challenging, but it makes a lot difference. So do this thing, leave your phone somewhere else, and then another tip that I'm gonna show you in this video, I will tell you when you can go to pick your phone and check it. Tip number 3, set your daily schedule. If you don't write down all the tasks you have to work on during the day, you will feel overwhelmed and you won't start at all because you think you have too many things you have to work on. But if you put down all the things you have to work during the day and you put there the starting point for a specific task and the ending point, this will make you feel a little more, it makes you, motivate you to start with your work, with your daily work. It will motivate you to finish all the tasks you need to finish. I use an app for this that is called Plan. On Plan, you can put down all the tasks during the day and you can specify at what time you have to work on what and at what time you have to start another task. If you don't want to use this because you don't want to add another app to your endless list of apps you're using for your to manage your time, you can simply use Google Calendar. It's good enough for this kind of thing. Tip number 4, Pomodoro time. Use the Pomodoro Technique. I don't know if you're familiar with this technique, but it's a technique that I've been using for the last years. It's about this. You work for 25 minutes, for a session of 25 minutes. And during this session, you're just focused on your work. You're not doing anything else. After 25 minutes, you have a break of 5 minutes. In that case, you can go check your phone in the other room, in the bathroom. You have 5 minutes to relax and do whatever you want. And then you start another session of 25 minutes where you're completely focused on your work. After 4 sessions, you can have a long break. This is the Pomodoro Technique. This is a really important technique to manage your time, to be focused. I've been using it for years and I'm still using right now to be sure that I focus on what I have to do for 25-minute sessions. I use an app on my phone or on my laptop that is called Be Focused, but if you check online, there are so many apps that you can use for the Pomodoro Technique. Tip number 5 is about completing a specific number of Pomodoro sessions per day. This is a technique that I learned from the James Clear book, Atomic Habits. It's about, well, I use it like this. I need to complete 8 sessions per day before I can call it a day and I can stop working. This allows you to be sure that every single day you have to work a minimum amount of hours. I use the same app that I told you before, BeFocus, to keep track of the sessions that I'm doing per day, the 8 sessions that I have to do every single day. But in the past I wasn't using this. I was using another method that is a lot more rudimental. I was keeping on my desk 2 little baskets. On one basket I was keeping 8 wooden sticks. And then every time I was finishing a Pomodoro session, I was passing a piece to the other bucket. And just when the other bucket was full with all the sticks that were in the first bucket, then I can stop working for the day. You can use the same method, otherwise you can check this app that I'm using that is called BeFocus, or you can look for another Pomodoro app that is online. Tip number 6, do not break the chain. This is a technique that Jerry Seinfeld, the comedian, was using to write new content. At the beginning of each year, he was putting a calendar on the wall, and he had to start writing content every single day to put an X on the day he wrote content. So at the end of a number of days, he created this chain of red X's on the calendar, and he couldn't break this chain of red X's. You can do the same thing with your number of Pomodoro sessions. Every time you finish 8 Pomodoro sessions per day, you can put an X on that day. You have to create a chain of red X's, and you should not break the chain. Last tip number 7, is about blocking all the websites and all the apps that can distract you while you're working, while you're focused on your work. Now, I don't have to tell you, but if you're working on your computer, there are so many websites, so many places where you can get distracted. You can check the news, you can get on Facebook, you can get on YouTube. There are so many websites, right? How can you stop you checking those websites while you're working? Because I know that the pulsion to visit those websites are really strong. Especially right now with the coronavirus, I want always to check the news. So how can I stop myself from doing this while I'm in front of the computer? Well, I use an app that is called Freedom. I can install this app on the computer, but even on my smartphone, and this stops all the website. I can't access all those websites that are distracting for the amount of time that I decide. So while I'm working, I start a session with Freedom and I can't access anything. If I try to access Facebook, I can't see it. I can't see Facebook. So this is really powerful for your productivity, and if you don't want to use Freedom, there are so many other apps and tools that you can use online. Just search on Google, you will find an endless list of those tools. And anyway, if you want to know all the tools and apps that I'm using to be more productive and to manage my time on my computer and on my smartphone, I created a list for you. You can download the list in the description. I put there all the tools that I use apart from the ones that I already said in this video, but there you have the entire list of things that you can use to be more productive, focused, and manage your time. And for the question of the day, I want you to write in the comments what techniques you use to be more productive while you're working at home and what tools you use. I want you to put everything in the comments so people that are watching this video, they can discover a new technique I didn't talk about in this video, or they can discover a new tool that you're using. So I'll see you there in the comments, or otherwise I'll see you in the next video, hopefully this time outside of the house. See you there, my friend.